Yo, what is going on, guys? Today we're going to be going over the top 5 beta changes from Infinite Warfare's beta to the full release version of the game that you may have missed, or maybe subtle ones that you maybe didn't kind of evaluate yourself or notice that it had actually changed from the beta into the actual full release version of the game. There was a lot of things changed in Infinite Warfare, and some of the things are quite questionable as to why, you know, certain things have happened in the game and certain things haven't happened, you know, like the freaking leaderboards that we don't have yet at the time of me recording this video. So anyways, without any further ado, in the number 5 spot we have the menu layout. Now, as you can see, I'm going over the menu and everything in the Infinite Warfare beta, and the background and everything seems very bright and white. It's almost like playing Terminal Modern Warfare 2 with your brightness turned fully up, where the walls seem to have this star shine, and it's kind of, I don't feel like it's a very good menu layout for the game. But if you look at it now, we have a normal kind of just layout of a menu where it has a background and stuff going on there, and some additional parts to it besides just a white background, and it's seeming like too futuristic for the time period that it's set in, even though it's a futuristic game. I get that, but it just didn't feel like a Call of Duty menu. As we know in Black Ops 3, we always used to see a background with our specialist character, and with our combat rig character now we do as well, like we did in the beta, but it just seems more of a scene setting rather than just a white background with our guy stood in front of it. Coming in at the number 4 spot, we have camo name changes. Now, in the Infinite Warfare beta, obviously we only had a select few camos like the Neon Tiger, the Psychedelic and stuff like that, but a lot of the names of the camos were actually changed for a weird, or I don't even know, pointless reason. Why? I don't know why they have remastered camos like the Spectrum camo, which was originally called the Anodized camo, and then they didn't call it the Spectrum camo, because a lot of people like this camo. A lot of people went out of their way to buy codes for Call of Duty Ghosts that cost like $50, $100 to get this camo Spectrum, which is like a rainbow kind of gradient with a zebra or tiger stripe across it pattern, and it's become very popular within the franchise, and it looks awesome in this game because it's got that metallic shine, or whatever you want to call it, across the gun in terms of the actual rainbow gradient and then the tiger stripe pattern on top. So I don't know why people wouldn't want this and know it as the Spectrum camo. It was originally called the Anodized camo, and I made a video on this in the beta that I actually have gone back into and titled differently because no one's going to be searching Anodized camo, and it's just weird to think that why would they think of changing a lot of the camos names and a lot of the things that have been successful before, because when you've seen success before, it can happen again. Like, that applies to anything, even YouTube videos. So that's one of the reasons I'm making this video, because a lot of these did good on Black Ops 3, not gonna lie to you guys. But yeah, it's just a weird prospect and thought, to be honest. And speaking of supply drops, in the number 3 spot, the rate of salvage and also the rate of keys earned was massively increased. A lot of people were barely getting any salvage and able to get a new variant during the Infinite Warfare beta. I myself was lucky enough to calculate or kind of generate enough salvage to get the MV4 Fallout, but a lot of people couldn't, and for that reason they've obviously changed a lot of things. When you got duplicates in the beta, I don't believe you actually got extra salvage to compensate for your duplicate in a supply drop, and it honestly did feel like a grind back then, because I'm getting like 3 keys per game now for winning a game and getting a ton of kills in team deathmatch, but back then I was lucky to even get 1 even when I won the game, and I'm not even joking, because there was a lot of bugs and everything in the beta and salvage was very tight at that time. I don't think I ever saw myself go up 1,000 salvage in a day, and I've done that when I've sat down in one sitting and played a couple of hours of Infinite Warfare by either getting keys and then opening supply drops and getting the compensated salvage for a duplicate or anything like that. But there's another way of actually getting the keys and the salvage quicker, because of the fact, well, not keys especially, because you're going to be using a placebo for keys, COD points. COD points were obviously going to come to Call of Duty. This applies in the number 3 spot as well with the supply drops that I've been talking about, because at the end of the day they're only predominantly for supply drops. It's not like Black Ops 3 where we have zombies and liquid divinium that you can buy with them. So pretty much COD points have made their return, obviously not in the beta, because we knew we had supply drops in the beta. In the Black Ops 3 beta we did not have supply drops, by the way, if you guys did not know, and then they put supply drops in the full release version of the game because Activision were pressuring Treyarch because they wanted to make a butt ton of money on top of all the sales and the DLC and everything like that by introducing COD points, and we didn't have COD points in the beta. However, we knew eventually, because Infinite Warfare isn't as popular as Black Ops 3 even, because of that one factor, that COD points would strike again, and I'm guessing eventually they're going to become more kind of viable within the game, because there's a lot more variants getting added now. Nuke variants such as the Type 2's nuke variant, the Atomic, and also like the Bunker Buster for the K-Bar 32, and a viable way of just making sure you actually can go and get these variants is buying the COD points, because at the end of the day you don't feel like you're losing too much because you're not seeing direct money disappear. It's all through through microtransaction and cyberspace and everything like that and credit cards. So at the end of the day, they're playing it right by us, not having to go to a shop and buy a PSN card, and you can just put your, well, you can do that obviously, but I mean, a lot of people will just have the credit card on there, or their dad's credit card, which is worrying for kids because I know a lot of kids play COD. And at the end of the day, this COD points point I want to make is the fact that they were too scared to add it in the beta because they knew their game would flop even more. So they've just added it in the full release version of the game, and as we know, COD points have always been the same logo. They've brought that same logo back. So does this mean there's going to be eventually party games and everything like that? Because the COD points logo, if you bring it back all the way to Black Ops 1, was a kind of wager currency where we could buy camos and stuff like that because we had to buy in-game things with in-game currency that we could not buy through microtransactions. So I think Call of Duty were doing it right back then, not now when we've actually got to pay ultimately to get this one currency, COD points, which is in the number 3 spot to do with everything I mentioned about supply drops. So with all this bad press given for Infinite Warfare overall, you would think there was one saviour that we had hope in reviving or kind of connecting the whole community to make the game balanced in the beta, and yes we did, which was snipers. But snipers, a lot of people were complaining, were massively overpowered, and this is what got changed. I'm going to read out a massive list and put it on you guys' screen, what I'm reading out, so you guys can follow along so I'm not mispronouncing or kind of reading anything wrong. A list of nerfs for the snipers. So basically the first thing is bullet spread at the hip no longer gets smaller as the player ADSs. Once the scope reaches the player's eye, the bullet spread goes instantly to 0. Sniper aim assist was reduced slightly for the KBS longbow and the other bolt action snipers. Our turn rate while aimed down sights is still slowed to help with precision aiming. Sniper class weapons will no longer have any aim assist until the optic, which is the sight by the way, fully reaches the player's eye. For the ELO and scout optics on snipers, the idle sway while ADS, which is aiming down sight, has been increased, along with the player's view bounce when moving, because these optics are less zoomed in, the view bounce and the sway are felt less. These changes are to promote more stationary aiming and firing with these optics. There's a lot of people running around and just getting clips upon clips, and a lot of snipers were kind of coming out of their corners or shadows in the Call of Duty community right now to play a new COD besides Black Ops 2 or Modern Warfare 3 or an older COD where quickscoping was definitely viable for clips, trick shots and everything like that, because Infinite Warfare was actually going to be a very predominant sniper based game. With the way things were, when you saw that little flash when a sniper was aiming at you or just did aim at you, you know you were screwed. And the last things are the tracking chip optics visual has been improved, reduced bonus of the quick draw attachment on snipers, which is definitely a big thing for quickscopers, because if you didn't know, quick draw is ultimately what makes quickscoping now, because we can zoom down the sight quicker only with quick draw. And the last thing is updated snipers to have more flinch when getting shot. As you guys may or may not know, before, when you got shot with a sniper, it was honestly like you've been shot with a cork gun or something. It didn't really make you move or anything. You was like, I'll put a bandage over it or something. It didn't really seem to affect the player, but now finally they've actually done something to make the flinch more, but there is nothing to reduce flinch overall as a perk in the game like toughness, which is kind of unfair on snipers' behalf if you actually are a predominant sniper, especially with some of the bolt action snipers that cock back and reload each shot very slow. I don't really think that's fair, to be honest. So the final thing is time to kill and everything to do with killing in Infinite Warfare. If you guys didn't know, in the beta, in the final kill cam, we did not know how many times a certain someone has hit an enemy in order to kill them, but now we have a counter in the top right hand corner of the final kill cam, first of all, that indicates how many shots the guy got on someone when he actually killed him, and we can definitely see, or kind of have a better indicator of how the person died. If you think it's a BS death when you die, it isn't, because it tells you exactly what's happened and why it's happened in the, I'm guessing, the gameplay of the kill cam you're watching, but also it just gives you that little insight saying he got hit 4 times, so you can look out for the 4 shots, if you get what I mean. But also time to kill overall was massively increased. Not massively in terms of like it's very noticeable, because a lot of the weapons and the hit detection were improved in terms of their hit detection individually, but overall you can definitely notice it, because the time to kill was a big factor that a lot of people strayed away from Infinite Warfare in the beta, I guess. So a lot of people stopped playing it then, but it got increased right now. It definitely felt like you were playing hardcore a lot of the time when you were playing core in the beta, so then people didn't want to play, but now it's been increased to a point where I feel like it feels like Modern Modern Warfare 3 mixed with Black Ops 2's hit detection and time to kill. It definitely feels a lot better now, and it definitely feels like when you shoot someone, your bullets, if you're shooting them in the right place like the chest, they're counting and that enemy is dying. I'm not going to say that enemy player or that enemy person because everybody's a freaking robot now. In Call of Duty, it's weird, I know, but anyways, thank you all for watching. This was a video on the top 5 beta changes. If you want to see more top 5s on the channel for Call of Duty or different beta changes that I haven't gone over in this video that you think I should go over, make sure you slap a like in the video down below. It always helps the channel and lets me know that you enjoy the videos that I'm producing, and I'll see you guys in the next one tomorrow or the next day. Peace out.